Good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal Tour for Forza, and time for the next track guide for this current season in the Mazda 323 at Mugello Club. This one I'm going to deviate slightly from what I normally do in the track guide. We've run enough races at Mugello Club that we know the layout, like we know what to watch out for. Um, what I wanted to do for this one is something every now and then it kind of pops in my head that to do the experiment and to kind of demonstrate for the wheel users is tire management. It is it it was important in Forza 7, and I think especially now that we have three race tire compounds that we're kind of using as balance performance like that. I think it's really important to understand what you can and can't do on these tires and when they let go, and and how it affects your lap time and tire wear. It was just something I had noticed watching a stream from one race and seeing somebody overcooking their fronts, and it's like it's costing you tenths per lap. And even hearing some of it at Mid Ohio, through the first hairpin, just people kind of over cranking the wheel a little bit, thinking that's going to get them through the corner faster. So for sake of experiment, this is what I'm going to do. So for the event, this is test drive. Wait, am I at? Yep, I'm still at Mugello Club. So new and partly cloudy. I do have. Let's go to event setup, just so you know I'm not cheating. So event setup. I have no dynamic track rubber on. Actually, I'm going to turn that. Whoops. Let's turn that off. I'm going to turn off dynamic track rubber. Time scale, that's fine there. So for the car, for the rules, I do have fuel and tire wear on. But here's where it's going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do is accept all. For the car, fuel and tire, I'm going to run softs. And I'm going to run a full tank of fuel. So what I'm going to do for this first part is I'm going to go out, I'm going to run 3 laps, and as far as acceleration and braking points, I'm going to try and be consistent with where I would normally brake and accelerate and like that out of. But what I'm really going to start doing is I am purposely going to over crank the wheel. I'm going to put way more steering in than I need to heat the tires up to get the car, because again, for all its faults, for all of Forza's faults and all the bugs that we're yelling about, time was put into the tire model and the handling model, and as far as what the developers could communicate, visually, audibly, through the vibrations of the wheel to try and tell you when the tires are starting to let go. So hopefully, what I want to try and do with this demonstration is we purposely put the car in a state where I'm just totally overcooking the fronts. I've turned the engine sound down so that the tire noise is a little more present. I'm going to try and shut up when I do this. But what I want you to pay attention to is watch how much I crank the wheel. So watch how far this goes. I'm going to try and keep my hands at 9 and 3. Watch how far I'm cranking the wheel over. Pay attention to that tire's heating up. Visually from the hood view, you're going to start to see the hood shake. Listen to what the tires are doing, and just at least for this first experiment. And then I'll keep track. And when I hit the end of 3 laps, I'm going to run 3 laps. I'll hit the end of it. I'm going to write down the best lap time. I'm going to look at tire wear on the left front, and then I want to run 3 laps my way and how I normally drive, just to show the difference. And hopefully, if I do this right, there is quite a bit of a difference. So let's go ahead and start race. Let me shut up. And again, 3 laps. I'm going to drive it like a knob and just listen, watch. Okay, so 1079. It's interesting. Okay, so 1079. 7917 and 6.9% on the left front because it the one took the most abuse. Okay, so let's see. Now here's the experiment. Here's what I think where I think I'm right. Let's go ahead and go to exit. We're going to go back to event menu. I'm going to restart. Do the exact same thing. Soft tires, 3 laps, 3 flying laps. But I'm going to drive it my way, and I'm going to see if I can beat the 1079. Should be able to. It's a question of not if I beat it, but by how much. And then how much better are my tires at the end of it. So let's go and make sure for the car. Let's go fuel and tire. And soft. Yep. Okay. All right. So same 3 laps, my way. How I drive. A little bit quieter, a little bit less steering, a little bit less drama. Outlap, I'm already quicker. Let's see if I can lower it a little bit more. A little bit of drama there, but you can hear the difference. Just there's not a lot of drama from the tires. Not a lot of you get a little bit of sound, a little bit of vibration. Probably won't be as quick, but I'm up a little bit. 107.5, maybe a little bit quicker than that. 107.521. At what? 5.6% on that front after 3 laps. So again, the gentler you can be. When I first ran this experiment, my uh, overdriving laps, it was like a 109.51. So clearly I've learned something how to manage overdriving the front tires. But but even then, again, overdriving the front tires, a lot of drama, a lot of squealing, a lot of heat in the front, getting them yellow, was costing me almost half a second per lap. And after 3 laps, it's almost another, what, at least 1% on the tires. Now, in the private lobbies, we don't have the accelerated tire wear, but we do run longer races. So if you're on the soft tire and it starts to drop off, say after like 10 or 15 laps, if you're able to be gentler on that tire, you might get a lap or two more out of that optimum grip than somebody else that can't. Um, Certainly, I think it's part of the reasons why, on hard tires, I have to be a bit smoother. I can't really push the tire because it'll give up easier, it'll heat up easier. So that's just, again, just as you're going through, if you want to go back and just watch and listen to the initial 3 laps and what the tires are doing and what the game is trying to tell you, what it tells you through the vibration, what you hear, what you see as far as the hood shaking, if you run hood view, and then just try and be a little gentler, a little less steering, just what you need to get the car through the corner. I think you'll save wear and tear yourself because you're not having to have an adventure every corner, but it saves wear and tear on the car, and gives you a little bit more tire longevity. So that's tire management at Mugello, or at least tire management in general.